acting. I got some bitches that I just be smashing. Falling in love just ain't gonna happen.
What's good, everybody? It's Tyler Gifted. You are now watching Spit Your Game TV.
You deserve more and you know that it's real. For real. Idol came round and he helping me build. Yola told me, man, it's fuck how they feel.
So Tyler, how'd you get into rap?
Well, ever since I was a kid, I love music in general. I was really heavily influenced by Eminem. I was about 9 years old when I actually first picked up a pencil and started writing rhymes in my notebook. But I'll say, according to, my pops, it was also like a lot of influence from DMX when I was really, really young. Rage Against the Machines, Biggie, a lot of different rappers. But after watching 8 Mile, even though it sounds cliche, I just told myself, like, if he could do it, why can't I? And I fell in love with it.
What would be your favorite Eminem song?
The Way I Am.
Why is that?
I would say, honestly, because that's how I feel. Like, I am whatever you say I am. Like, you can't change anybody's opinion on yourself. And I feel like when I heard that song, especially as, going into my teens, I was just like, wow. Like, because I used to have this problem where I always cared what people thought about me. And when I heard that song, I am whatever you say I am, I was just like, yo, this is it right here. This is my theme song to life. Like, it was crazy.
Mm-hmm. So was that an inspiration because it gave you a new way of thinking, not to care what other people think?
Yeah, definitely. Especially in this music game, you can't care what anybody thinks, because there's going to be negatives, there's going to be positives, there's going to be both. And if you let the negative get to you and if you care what people think of you, you're just going to hold yourself back and you're going to procrastinate on life.
Okay. So you tend to write about your life. Is that true?
Yeah, a lot of my music is definitely influenced by my life. I'll say 95% of it. The little 5% is definitely stuff I've seen homies go through, family, you know what I mean? But like I said, 95% of it is definitely all my life.
Okay. Have you ever wrote a track that was just fictional?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. Never released it, but there is one song that I have, and I made a beat for it about in 2016, and oh my God, it was basically a story about a girl who was in love with me, but she has a man, but me and her are just like best friends, and she's getting tired of the abuse and being treated wrong. But I'm basically explaining to the girl, like, I'm no better than him, minus the abuse part, but like, I'm no better than him. Like, I'm a dog, you know what I mean? Like, I can't love. So it was a deep song. Like, it had some real story about me, but when it came to like the female and like the way I wrote it, it was completely fictional. I just never released it. I lost the beat and everything. I was sad. It was a great song.
So it's one of those stories that could have been real but wasn't.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like I had a whole video on mine too, and it could have definitely went viral because the story was just impactful. Like, it was deep. It was very deep.
You ever thought about rewriting it?
Always thought about rewriting it. I just can't find the file, because if I could find the file, I would love to rewrite this song and actually get the video shot, because it was just, like I said, it was just so impactful. It could change people's lives and perspectives. Like, it was crazy.
You remember the name of it?
No, I don't now. Now that you say that, I was thinking about this whole time, and I really don't. I really wish I did. It was like 3-4 years ago. Crazy.
So the new Pablo song you got out.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Honestly, it's crazy. So I started messing with this producer. I think he's from Sweden. SOB Productions. Sob on the beat. I was going through his beat page, I bought beats off him before, but I was going through his page, and he literally had a beat called Pablo, and that's the beat for it. And I play it, and I'm just, because during the creation of that song and my Gemini album, a lot of the songs were just off the top freestyle, like written in my head. And so my boy was like, yo, this beat goes stupid. I was like, yo, it does, right? So I messaged the producer. I was like, bro, I'm gonna make something to this. Give me into the end of today. So I literally put the beat into my program, you know, set it up in Pro Tools, went into the booth, and I'm just mumbling, you know, I was just mumbling, and next thing you know, I'm just like whipping up the work like Pablo. Bet you gone by tomorrow, and it just all just flowed so perfect. Like literally, that song took me, I'll say 3 to 4 hours to make. I sent it to the producer. He was like, "Bro, I just put this beat up today. How did you already finish the song?"
Wow.
How? And I was just like, yo, this is it. And he actually blessed me and gave me the beat. Not exclusive, but he was like, here's the lease. Like, yo, bro, do what you gotta do with this. That song was just, it was vibes, man. I had my homies in the studio, you know, shout out to them. Had my girl in the studio. It was amazing. It was just vibes. It was just straight vibes.
So what's that song about?
All right, so a lot of people take it as I'm talking about dealing drugs, you know, whipping up the work like Pablo. Right. Bet you'll be gone by tomorrow. But what I'm really talking about, I kind of made a double entendre so that, you know, different groups of people can relate to it. But the song is really about the music. Like, I'm putting in this work. I believe in myself enough. And anything I make, like, you know what I mean? I make this song today. Tomorrow is gonna, you know, at least cause some type of traction. That's what I mean by, like, it's gonna be gone by tomorrow. Look at my wrist Movado, looking like I hit the lotto. Like, when I, like, all these lyrics, you know, because some people are like, oh, but you don't got a Movado watch. I'm like, yeah, I don't yet, but I speak into existence. You know what I mean? So it's like, the song is really about everything I'm gonna have and just me making this music and putting in this work. Like, I treat the music game like it was the drug game.
So it's kind of a play on words.
Yeah, basically. Kind of try to make a song a double entendre itself.
Right. You kind of did that with your album too, right?
Gemini, yeah.
Because it's Gem and I.
Yeah. So the way that came about was one day I was literally freestyling with the homies, you know. This is when I had my studio in my mom's crib. I was literally freestyling and I was just rapping and I'm just like, there's a Gemini, but I never been two-faced. And I was like, Gem and I. And I never thought of that before because I'm a Gemini, you know, Gemini gang. But I was, you know, I never thought of this shit before and I was just like, Gem and I. Now, I just spaced it and I was just like, I'm a Gemini, but there's a gem and I. Within me, there is a gem. It's a hidden gem. And I just went off with that, you know. I just was like, yo, this will be a dope album name. Like, you know what I mean? And Geminis especially are gonna love it. You know what I mean? They're like, holy, like, I never thought of that. Like, you know, I couldn't even believe I thought of it. Like, it was crazy.
Wow. So, what would you say is your most emotional song that you ever had?
Letter to Mickey. Letter to Mickey is definitely my most emotional song. Literally cried recording it and left the, you know, me like going, like crying and everything, left it in the track and all that. Like, and that's on my EP called Letters, which you can find on Spotify and all that. That's my most emotional song, man. You know, lost a brother and that shit, it changed me. It killed me. You know, it still hurts to this day, but that's definitely my most emotional song.
How was it shooting the video to that song?
Shooting the video, you know, it went smooth. Only problem I had was, because usually when I shoot videos, like, I'm a heavy weed smoker, but when I shoot videos and perform, I don't like to smoke. So I ended up smoking because I was already stressed. You know what I mean? So my mind wasn't where I wanted it. And it was kind of difficult because I couldn't get comfortable because, you know, I wasn't mentally prepared for it. So, like, as if you watch the video, you could see when I'm in the booth and I put my hands on my face and I'm crying. I was actually crying because the song just hit so hard, and every time I watch it, I get watery eyes because I'm just like, damn, like, this was somebody that believed in me when nobody else believed in me, and he always talked about what we're gonna do when I get to the level I am. Even though we lived two different lives, we had a separation for a little bit, you know, and so the video, just shooting the video was really hard, really hard. It killed me that we couldn't get no scenes at his gravesite because it wasn't set up yet. It wasn't, you know, he was still, like, literally I made the song a day after I found out the news, and his funeral hasn't even happened yet, his wake. So it was difficult for me because I just wish that he could have been a part of the video. So, yeah.
So, how do you feel like watching it after it was all done?
I cried. Not gonna lie, I cried. I felt a relief, you know, because I'm like, if he's somewhere out there, he knows that I did this for him. So watching it, it was just like, wow, I actually did this like with no hesitation. Even though there was a little trouble actually trying to get it done because of my personal issues, but I felt good. I felt good. It didn't take away the pain, still hasn't, but it made me feel better about what I was doing.
Okay, so you was also telling me that you're coming out with a new music video.
Yes, I am, and it's actually already finished, already edited. It's called For Real, which is on the Gemini album that just released, and this song is actually getting a lot of love next to Pablo. Pablo is the most played and streamed and purchased song on my album, but For Real is now climbing the numbers. So that's going to be the video that's going to drop next, and I have another song on there called Paralyzed, and the video is already getting planned out as we speak. I'm going to be shooting it by the end of this month or the beginning of next month, one or the other, but it's definitely getting shot.
So why come out with the music videos after the album drop?
To be honest, I wanted to do the videos before. I wanted to, especially for Pablo. But Pablo, I have this vision for Pablo where the video has to be shot in the desert. Like it has to. So, and I didn't really think people were gonna like For Real as much as they do. So when I had people telling me like, yo, get a video, you need a video for this, like we need a visual, I was like, all right, let me do it. After the album dropped, I didn't really put too much anticipation into the album release. So I didn't really plan all that ahead of time, not gonna lie, slacked on that. But now I'm gonna make up for it.
Okay. So your tattoo on your neck,
yeah,
is a Gemini sign, right?
Yep, and 2 wings.
Did that have to do with the album, or did you already have that?
Well, funny thing is, when people seen the cover, when I leaked it before the album was even done, people thought it was photoshopped. They were like, that there's no way he got a Gemini sign tatted on his neck and then the wings. No, it actually wasn't for the album. It's just because I literally represent being a Gemini and I don't show it. Like you could hear it in my music. I'm very diverse, versatile as hell. New sounds, different sounds. Like I'm not afraid to explore and I can adapt to my surroundings, which is a Gemini. A lot of people take it as too fake or whatever, two-faced. But no, the tattoo though had nothing to do with the album. It was something I always wanted, just to represent being a Gemini, to let people know, like, yes, I am a Gemini. So don't take my kindness for weakness, because there's good and evil in me. All of us.
So, like, what's the big difference between, like, you saying there's a good and evil?
Mm-hmm.
So how extreme is the good and the evil?
I would say there's times where I am too caring. I care about, how people feel. Never care about really what people think, like in a negative term. But, I'll say in the extreme for the good is that I'm very generous. I'm willing to help people as much as possible, even for some who did me wrong. I forgive. But then the evil side of me is like I can literally sit here. I can swear, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could literally sit here and just not give a fuck. Like, I could turn cold on you in a second. Like, all right, I don't care. Like, get out of my life. Like, I'm quick to cut people off, and that's the evil side of me. Quick to cut people off. Got the bad temper. Got the attitude. And it's just more like that fuck everybody mentality. And I personally don't think that's as good. But in this world, in this day and age, you kind of need that. You need that balance, that yin and yang.
So, do you think you balance them well?
Yeah, definitely now, especially as I'm getting older. I see that I am. When I was younger, no, not at all. My emotions used to get the best of me. Sometimes they still do, because everybody, you got to work on yourself. But yeah, I definitely think I balance them well. Especially now, I'm about to be 26 years old. I got them.
So you have 2 daughters, right?
Yep, 2 daughters. Melody Sky and Zarina Rose. Those are my babies right there. Both little mini artists. My daughter just made her first song. Yeah, that hyped me up. That's crazy.
What'd you think of it?
I was surprised because this little girl came to my studio. She came in. She's like, "Dad, record me." I was like, "Okay." She goes in the booth. She's literally freestyling. So like, the part that I didn't record it, but I was just letting her play around. And she said something like about Mickey, the one that's in Letter to Mickey. She said, Mickey is lost and I can't find him anywhere. I see him in my dreams, but nobody thinks of him. And I literally just started tearing, and my girlfriend had to calm me down because I was just like, how is this girl 3 years old and she can speak this emotion? So it made me feel great at the same time, because I'm like, it's in her. You know what I mean? Like, it shows that it's the bloodline. This is what we really do. And then I eventually recorded her, you know, after I calmed down and stuff. I recorded her, and, you know, most of the lyrics were like, she was like, Mickey is lost and stuff like that. And I edited it up, you know, gave her some little auto-tune because, you know, she don't got perfect pitch. And I felt great. Like, every time I pick her up to bring her to school, she'll literally say, Dad, can you play my song? Can you play my song, please? I'll be like, you don't want to hear Daddy's song? No, I want to hear mine. And yeah, it makes me feel good because I see it, and I see me in her, you know, like the dedication. Like, this is really what she want to do. Like, she's 3 years old and tells me, when I grow up, I want to be like you, like a producer. You know what I mean? I love it, and I love it. So it made me feel amazing.